Hello and welcome to Spectrum News at 12. I am Janice Cobham coming to you live from the beautiful hills of Ibiakuran. Let's take a look at the headlines. President Buhari says INEC has no reason not to be ready for 2023 elections. Minister of Health says population may hit 400 million by 2050. Plus, Thailand warship capsizes, leaving over 30 sailors missing. We will bring you details of these stories and more in a moment. A very good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News. We begin today with a report that President Muhammadu Buhari has said that the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has no reason not to conduct free, fair and credible elections in 2023, as he has approved all that was requested by the electoral umpire. The president made this disclosure during the National Endowment for Democracy and the International Foundation for Electoral Systems. The president, who asserted his confidence in INEC's readiness for the 2023 elections, said he has made sure they were given all the resources required to conduct a successful elections to the satisfaction of contestants and voters. He also hoped that through the observatory rules of the international community, the credibility of the elections can be further enhanced to make the acceptability of the outcome of the contestants and political parties a non-issue.
Thank you very much. INEC, as you asked, I would say they are, because I made sure they were given all the resources they asked. So I don't want any excuse that they were denied funds by the government. So they were given the money, although some of their offices in 1 or 2 geopolitical zones have been attacked, but all the same, INEC has not complained, and certainly they could not complain that they were denied resources to make sure that their infrastructure.
Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari also cautioned Western nations on the frivolous issuance of travel advisories on Nigeria, urging the international media to be more objective in its reportage of the country. He told the international community that despite the nonchalant actions and attitude of some of its friends and allies, Nigeria is nonetheless winning the war on terrorism, making significant progress in dealing with the threats to Nigeria's and the sub-region's safety and survival. The Nigerian leader also called on the United States to do more to improve the quality of governance in the West African sub-region, warning that the survival of democracy is being challenged in the aftermath of the democratic setbacks witnessed in Mali, Guinea, and Burkina Faso. Leaders have set for the region by 2063 in view of the challenges facing it. He, however, believes that they can be achieved if there is unity of purpose among all member states. Speaking at the just concluded U.S.-Africa Leaders Summit in the U.S. Capitol, President Buhari declared that Africa's security and development landscape has undergone significant transformation over the past decades. He called on member states to ensure that inclusive governance, constitutionalism, as well as strengthening of African Union mediating support mechanisms and conflict prevention mechanisms are in place as a panacea to emerging intra and interest at resurgence of conflicts in Africa. The president noted while many countries in Africa have conducted successful elections, drastic actions have also been taken in cases of unconstitutional regime changes, commending the improved harmony between the African Union, Commission, and the United States. Meanwhile, the President Buhari has said Nigeria's agricultural revolution has led to the creation of over 13 million direct and indirect jobs in the last 7.5 years. He stated that Nigeria's economy has registered positive. Leader also advised Western nations not to be in a rush to eliminate the usage of fossil fuel in a bid to ensure a healthy climate. Moving away from that now, the Minister of State for Health, Joseph Ekumankuma, has said without effective population policies to reduce the high fertility rate, Nigeria will be about the 4th or 5th most populous country in the world, with a projected population of about 400 million by 2050. He said the demographic trend had implications for Nigeria's economic development because the youth population was dependent. The minister added that achieving the commitment of a modern contraceptive prevalence rate of 27% by 2030 was a beautiful milestone in ensuring universal access, while 19% of women have an unmet need for family planning. In another development, the federal government, through the Nigerian Electricity Management Services Agency, NEMSA, has said only 10,692 electricity projects out of 15,931 are certified as excellent and standardized in the country's power industry. NEMSA's Managing Director, Aliyu Tahi, the abuse of electricity, which can result in injuries, fatalities, and equipment damage. According to him, the agency has monitored 12,114 power systems nationwide. NEMSA has also inspected 3,255 electrical installments at factories and hazardous buildings across the country. In a separate development, the military has retired 756 senior non-commissioned officers NCOs after 35 years of active service to the country. The officers were advised to remain good ambassadors of the armed forces while being disengaged from military service with fanfare at the Nigerian Armed Forces Resettlement Center in Oshodi, Lagos. Recall that they had undergone a 3-month pre-retirement training which prepared them for their return to civil life. 25 generals who were enrolled for senior and mid-level entrepreneurship and management course at NAFRC have graduated. Thanking them for their selfless services to the country, President Muhammadu Buhari admonished them to be mindful of the challenges associated with post-military life. The president, who was represented by the Defense Minister, Bashir Magaji, urged them to stay proactive in order to overcome challenges that emanate from residents to socialize responsibly during the festive season to prevent accidents and fatalities at events. The Director General of the Lagos State Safety Commission, Lanre Mojola, made the appeal in a statement, adding that the Commission's safety guidelines stipulated that event organizers should register events above 250 guests with the LSC. Mojola emphasized that the fund seekers should be aware of emergency exits and muster points as they move around with attending large events or concerts. He further said that where alcohol is consumed, it should be done in moderation. Mojola also advised residents to report all alarming incidents, stressing that the state government could use its discretion to restrict, modify, postpone or cancel an event after a thorough risk assessment and submission of relevant safety documents. And back here, the chairman Taft Media Group operators of Planet, Tangsio Radio and Spectrum Television, Tony Afia, led management and staff of the media firm to Deeper Life Christian Ministry, Uyo, for her annual traditional Thanksgiving service. A correspondent completes the story.
Part of the end-of-year activities, the Taft Media train arrived at Deeper Life Christian Mission Uyo to thank God for an awesome year, despite the challenges faced. One thing that stands out is the addition of a new media outlet, thanks to your 102.7 FM, and how fast the radio station has grown. During the Thanksgiving, the chairman and CEO, Taft Media Group, Mr. Tony Afia, thanked God for the overall growth of the organization.
We came here to thank God for what has happened, thanks you, and God knows what is going to continue to happen in our media organization.
Other departmental heads also expressed their gratitude to God for a successful year, with hopes of a better year.
This is what we do, from inception. We gather like this to bless God for His faithfulness, for His blessings, for His marvelous deeds in our midst. He's the one that has kept us, the very one that has expanded us to this point that we are. And it only makes sense.
This year we have one of the raving radio stations in Akwa Ibom State, the Tangsio FM, and has been well received. So when we look back at the year, we have to be thankful for all that God has done for us.
We came here especially to thank God for His success, for His favor on us as a group. Taft Media Group, we've enjoyed the benevolence of God. I mean, as at this time last year, we had just Planet Radio and Spectrum TV, and now we have Tangsio. I mean, also God.
The state overseer, Deeper Life Christian Ministries, Akwa Ibom State, Pastor Emmanuel Ameze, thanks the group for their collaborative efforts in propagating the gospel and hoped for more collaboration in the coming year.
But your coming today, I think, is a turning point in this church. And we are believing that with your coming today, not just here, the whole Akwa Ibom, we know that there's a radio station. And we have made up our mind to patronize you people and also to do our own publicity with your radio station. And by the grace of God, we know that all the nook and crannies of this state will be touched with this radio station.
Gideon Martin, reporting for Spectrum.
Many congratulations there to the CEO Taft Media Group and of course management and staff of Taft Media as well. Away from that, on the foreign scene now, France made a similar announcement. According to a statement posted on Twitter, French Interior Minister Gerald Darmanin announced a return to a normal consular relationship with Algeria. In September 2021, Paris reduced visa quotas to its former colonies of Algeria, Moscow and Tunisia in a bid to encourage the countries to cooperate against irregular migration. Paris slashed rates by 30% for Tunisia and 50% for Algeria and Morocco. Meanwhile, 2 people have been injured with homes damaged after Russian drones attacked Kyiv. According to the Ukrainian capital military administration, critical infrastructure such as facilities have been damaged. Kyiv Mayor Vitaly Gichko said that technicians are working to stabilize power and heat supply. Recall that Ukrainian air defenses shot down 9 Russian drones in Kyiv after several cities in Ukraine, including the capital, were hit by a Russian missile strike, which left many people without light, power, or heat. President Volodymyr Zelensky has said that services are currently being restored for millions of residents. And still on the foreign scene, Thai Navy has reiterated the losses of 31 sailors who went missing after a warship carrying over 100 crew capsized and sank during a storm in the Gulf of Thailand. Authorities said they have rescued 75 crew, but 31 were still missing in rough seas. Thailand Navy spokesman Admiral Pongkyong Montapalin has announced an investigation into the cause of the disaster, adding that this has almost never happened in the force's history, especially to a ship that is still to come in the news. Messi shines as Argentina breaks 36-year World Cup jinx. Do stay with us.
Season's greetings from Spectrum TV.
Many thanks for still being there. Now to the rest of the stories. On a business news, at least 172 companies may not benefit from about 2.4 trillion naira tax waivers under the Pioneer Status Incentive and other tax exemptions as the federal government moves to phase out some tax waivers effective 2023. The federal government is phasing out the tax exemptions for mature industries with the 2022 Finance Bill, which President Muhammadu Buhari has sent to the National Assembly. The Minister of Finance project as the government steps up efforts to grow tax revenue. Reports say the latest move by the government will also affect companies operating in 71 industries or sectors that are eligible for Pioneer Status incentive. Meanwhile, Twitter's new boss, Elon Musk, may be considering stepping down as the chief executive officer of the microblogging company after less than 2 months on the job. Musk tweeted a poll via his verified handle asking Twips to vote on whether he should step down as Twitter CEO, promising he would abide by the poll's results. Reports say with a 43.7%. We move now to health, where the World Health Organization says it plans to transform the future of public health by targeting 3 billion people by 2023. World Health Organization WHO head, Emergency Preparedness and Response, Dr. Mai Okamura, said that of awareness creation on non-communicable diseases, NCDs, and to promote exercise. According to her, the NCDs include heart disease, cancer, chronic respiratory disease, and diabetes. Okamura advised that people should cultivate the habit of exercising as it is the only way to keep healthy, and called on Nigerians to exercise and eat healthy food as festive seasons approached. And still in health, Nigeria reported 1,027 cases of the circulating vaccines-derived poliovirus type 2 in 2021. This is contained in the 2021 annual report released by the World Health Organization, WHO. WHO said 2021 witnessed a resurgence in the incidence of CVD-PV2 due to suboptimal population immunity. The report also showed that 7,770 acute flaccid paralysis cases were reported in 2021 against 6,324 in 2020 and 7,509 in 2019. The health body listed the major challenges as limited availability of NOPV2 doses affecting responding to the CVPDV2 outbreak with the required scope and with less than 40% of IPV doses from routine immunization. We move down to sports, where Lionel Messi and Argentina won an all-time classic World Cup final despite Kylian Mbappe's hat-trick taking France into a penalty shootout following a 3-3 draw on Sunday. Gonzalo Montiel converted the winning spot kick to clinch a 4-2 shootout success for Argentina at the end of a thriller at Lusail Stadium, with goalkeeper Emiliano Martinez having saved Kingsley Coman's attempt and seen Aurelien Tchouameni fire wide. Meanwhile, France star striker Kylian Mbappe is the winner of the 2022 World Cup Golden Boot Award after scoring 3 goals in Sunday's final against Argentina, bringing his total to 8 in the tournament. Messi finished second with 7 goals and would have won the tiebreaker on assists had he and Mbappe tied. Argentina won. Reports say Mbappe and Messi shared the lead on 5 goals going into the tournament final between Argentina and France. Recall that the race for the Golden Boot Award, presented to the top goal scorer of the tournament, had gone into extra time at the FIFA World Cup 2022 in Qatar. And finally, on our entertainment news, the Theatre Arts and Motion Pictures Practitioner of Nigeria, TAMPAN, has commenced disciplinary proceedings against veteran actor Ebun Oloyede, popularly known as Olaya Igwe, over a video that showed his unclad body while praying 23 polls. TAMPAN executive Rose Odika says Olaya will face a disciplinary committee set up by the association to explain his actions. However, Odika said that even though the actor has been summoned, he has yet to appear before the disciplinary committee. Commenting on if Olaya had flouted any rules of engagement for TAMPAN members supporting politicians, Odika, who is the governor of the Oyo State branch of the association, said actors are free to express their political biases. What we have for you at this time on Spectrum TV. Do well to follow us on all our social STVNg. You have been watching Spectrum News at 12. My name is Janice Cobham. Do enjoy the rest of our programmings.